It was supposed to be the perfect adventure. A group of 3 friends, Ali, Hassan, and Farhan, decided to visit a small abandoned island that fishermen in the area always avoided. The locals had warned them many times, "Don't stay there after sunset," one old fisherman told them quietly. But the friends laughed it off. They believed the stories were just old myths meant to scare people away. The island was about an hour away by boat. From a distance, it looked peaceful, almost too peaceful. Tall palm trees covered most of the land, and the water around it was strangely calm. As soon as they stepped onto the island, something felt wrong. No birds, no insects, just silence. Farhan joked, "Maybe the ghosts are still sleeping." They walked deeper into the island, filming everything for their vlog. Broken wooden huts were scattered across the area, covered in moss and vines. It looked like people once lived there, but left suddenly. Near the center of the island, they found an old lighthouse. The door was broken, hanging halfway off its hinges. Ali pushed it open. Inside, the air smelled damp and rotten. The spiral staircase leading up the lighthouse was rusty but still standing. "Let's check the top," Hassan said. They slowly climbed the stairs, their footsteps echoing loudly in the hollow tower. Halfway up, they heard something. A faint sound. Footsteps. But they were coming from below. All 3 stopped. Farhan whispered, "Did someone come in?" Ali leaned over the railing and shined his flashlight down the dark stairwell. Nothing. Just darkness. They continued climbing until they reached the top of the lighthouse. The view of the ocean was beautiful, but the strange feeling never left them. Suddenly, bang! The lighthouse door downstairs slammed shut. The sound echoed through the entire tower. Hassan immediately ran down the stairs, thinking the wind had done it. But when he reached the entrance, the door wasn't just closed. It was locked from the outside. "How is that possible?" he said nervously. There was no one else on the island. They forced the door open and stepped outside. The sun was beginning to set, and the island looked darker now. Ali checked the camera footage they had been recording earlier. At first, everything looked normal. Then, something appeared. When they entered the lighthouse earlier, the camera briefly captured the dark corner behind the door. A figure was standing there, tall, thin, completely black, watching them, but none of them had seen it when they walked in. Farhan laughed nervously and said it was probably just a shadow. Then they heard it again. Footsteps, this time behind them. They turned around quickly. The path leading into the jungle was empty, but the palm trees were moving, even though there was no wind. Ali whispered, "We should leave." They hurried back to the beach where their boat was tied, but when they arrived, their stomachs dropped. The rope that held their boat was still tied to the tree. But the boat was gone, just floating rope in the water. Farhan panicked. Someone took it, but there was no other boat nearby. No lights, no people. Then Hassan slowly pointed toward the ocean. About 50 meters away, their boat was drifting. But it wasn't empty. Something was sitting inside it. A dark human-shaped silhouette. Perfectly still. Ali grabbed the binoculars from his bag and looked closer. The figure had no face, just darkness. And then it slowly stood up inside the boat. The 3 friends ran. They didn't stop until they reached the old huts again. Night fell quickly. Their phones had no signal, and the island was completely dark except for their flashlights. Hours passed. Then around 3 a.m., they heard something outside the hut they were hiding in. Water. Dripping. Slow footsteps in wet sand. Someone or something was walking around their hut. Farhan slowly looked through a crack in the wooden wall, and what he saw froze him completely. A tall black figure dripping seawater standing only a few feet away. Its head slowly turned toward the wall, as if it knew he was watching. Farhan backed away without making a sound. Then the footsteps stopped. Silence returned. Minutes passed. Then suddenly, Knock. 3 slow knocks on the wooden door. No one moved. Another knock. Louder this time. And then a voice. Soft. Wet. Your boat is ready. The 3 friends waited until sunrise before running back to the beach, and strangely, their boat was exactly where they had tied it, like it had never moved. But when Ali checked the camera one last time, the final clip showed something terrifying. At 3:02 am, while they were inside the hut, the camera recorded the beach, and standing beside their boat were 4 silhouettes. But only 3 people had come to the island. To this day, they swear they will never return to that island again, because sometimes islands are abandoned for a reason.